Yeah, so let's talk Toiletgate. I mean, there have been so many world championships, these matches with crazy backstories.
Yeah.
And the media seems to ignore the simple ones that are just chess. The guys who are just playing regular moves and not worrying about any other drama. But whenever we have one like Kramnik versus Topalov and Toiletgate breaks out, suddenly the media is all interested.
Absolutely. We are blessed. That's what happens. I mean, and in the chess world, whether it's yogurts or parapsychologists or what have you, somehow that stuff gets involved in the world of chess. So we had left, and we were pretty much, there he was, Vladimir Kramnik, world champion, in this wonderful line succession all the way back to Steinitz. But when Gary had gone his own way with Nigel Short in 1993, FIDE continued their world championships. So we had this schism, and there was Anatoly Karpov playing against the likes of Jan Timman, as well as Gada Kamsky in 1996. And then all hell broke out with his 128-player knockout matches.
Get all kinds of champions.
All kinds of champions.
Kasimdzhanov.
You bet. And somewhere by the year 2006, the FIDE had gone back to the Candidates Tournament World Championship. Essentially 8 players, best players in the world, double round robin, guy who wins it wins the World Championship, and that guy was Veselin Topalov.
Who played magnificently.
Unbelievable.
That was just absolutely incredible. Dynamic style.
Right.
Sacrificing exchanges like it was nothing for compensation and just effortlessly winning. It looks, I think he won 6 out of his first 7 games.
Yeah.
So just
the first try.
Just killed people.
Exactly. So, and in fact, I'm pretty close. I'm in the right ballpark. I believe he was #1 player in the world. So now we had Vladimir Kramnik, who had defended his match against his title against Peter Leko, saying, no, 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 I'm still the classical world champion, and that's the FIDE guy. But the FIDE guy is legit. No, 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 this guy Veselin Topalov's the real deal, and there ought to be a unification match. So in Ilista, the FIDE decided to host a unification match between the 2 claimants. And let's go. And then comes the Toiletgate.
Well, they also had to agree that this would be the match. Certainly, Kramnik extracted a few gains. He wanted to make sure that he got some rematch possibilities, not rematch directly, but seeded into the next cycle and all that. Finally, they all agreed on all the particulars.
Terms,
Then they start playing. The match is going well for Kramnik.
Right.
And then Silvio Danailov puts in a
the
claim.
manager
Found out that maybe Kramnik has been visiting the restroom a little too often.
That's right.
And says somebody needs to go in there with him.
Right.
We're thinking maybe something's going on.
Right.
Which of course, he's talking computer assistants.
Of course.
Against a gentleman like Kramnik.
Right.
I mean, people took sides immediately.
Right.
And mainly against Danailov and by extension, Topalov.
Yeah, it was an infuriating charge with absolutely no evidence. But it did what Silvio wanted, which was just threw up the match into chaos. And it got people angry. It got Vladimir very angry because now his pride, his dignity.
And his reputation.
And his reputation was being accosted. And he said, this is real garbage, because what had happened is that in his protest, Silvio had said that essentially Vladimir had visited the bathroom too often. We want to close the bathroom. And that was the whole Toiletgate issue. And the idea was at the start of the competition, you have your bathroom, I have my bathroom. And when I'm white, I have this bathroom. And when I'm black, I'm going to get the other bathroom that's close to being black, right? So I don't have to walk across you. So we all had our separate bathrooms. And we went back and forth. The idea was that Silvio said, well, let's just close down the bathroom. The players use that one. And he said, well, come on. I mean, the contract stipulates and this and that and that. Vladimir, forfeits a game.
In protest.
In protest of the decision.
Looks like the match might not even continue.
Might not even continue. But cooler heads prevail. Vladimir gets the big fat 0. The match continues. The match is tied in the classical chess portion. Goes to tie breaks, which is unbelievably dramatic. And Kramnik plays some of the greatest rapid chess games ever, like games of 30 minutes, where his play was just unbelievable. And he wins the unification bout, which then comes the era of Vichy Anand.
Well, certainly that kind of intrigue is something that we did not want to see happening in chess. We generally don't want to see happening in chess. We want to see gentlemen playing.
Of course.
But just for some reason, we attract that kind of crazy chaos as psychology often ends up coming into our wonderful game.
Just as you imagine two guys coming to the chess table, both greet each other, stand up, shake each other's hands, wish each other a good game, sit down. Shall I start the clock? And the guy pushes the clock and pokes him in the eye. Surprise! You know, like somehow in chess we get the poke in the eye when we
bring up because for many years those two players never shook each other's hands. They had to face each other so often they never shook hands.
That's correct.
That changed only recently with the defrosting of all the iciness of the relationship.
We thought it was a permafrost, but you're right. There's kind of been a little bit of de-icing, but that was because of a new FIDE rule. FIDE is always changing the rule. And now the rule is, even if you hate my guts, if I offer you my hand at the start of the game, you've got to accept it.
Sounds like a good rule. Sounds like a good rule. And certainly was a crazy match, one that we'll all remember for a long time.
Absolutely.